As a family, this is kind of crossroads where you are. If you get this diagnosis when the child is just sort of 1 year old, then you have got yourself in the kind of beginning of a journey, and that understanding that you have the journey from 1 to 20 when the growth kind of completes. So this is the journey through which he would need the special work, support, contribution, and so on. So this is the development that needs your help and participation. And the maximum result could be achieved if you really get smart and clever right from the start. Because this is, of course, when the child is smart, when the child is small, this is where you get this kind of natural responsiveness, the maximum natural conversion of the uh, opportunities into the potential for future development. But it's important to get it right. And getting it right is not intuitive, because intuitively what everybody does is say, oh, he really wants to move so much, he shows that he wants to get a participation. Let's get him moving, let's get him into the activity, let's try to encourage him to lift his head, let's try to encourage him to be moved, and so on, and then get him into the positions and all this kind of stuff. So basically everybody switches to attempts to practice movements, and usually it takes several years. By the age 4, 5, sometimes 6, 7, to understand that, oh, this attempt, intuitive ways of trying to bring and exploit the movements, that they're not working. That's really the challenge that unfortunately the families face, that in the beginning, when the opportunities are the greatest for the right kind of rehabilitation, everybody jumps onto the rehabilitation efforts which are super simplistic and super intuitive. Stretch and move effectively, right? So like train and teach, stretch and move, without really paying attention to the fact that this is your best opportunity to get the most out of the phases of the bodily and sensory developments which belong to the corresponding growth phase. So because you see, in the beginning, this is where you the closest to the in utero development, the closest to the baby phase. So that means that you get the most of opportunities for developing the really early, deep, and hidden phases of the development.